Thank you so much. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation. I know you were fighting me when I wrote an article trying to find Bitcoin. I wrote a very negative article about Bitcoin. You say you came back hard on me. The messages I got from people, hey, I said, Chimo, I had to run and delete the post after a few days. So I did some research. I went on YouTube, is the video you sent. I researched about it. I got materials from other friends. I read more about it, and I made some stunning discovery. So, but what we're going to do now is that we have. I want to hear your opinion about this Bitcoin thing, but we're not going to focus on the economic aspect of it. I'm talking about the technical details and the economic details and about the numbers and some kind of technical languages. No, I want to push into a perspective that people have not been looking into. What it means for Africans, Nigerians, for example, who love to mine Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Nigeria is the largest market, I think, followed by South Africa and Kenya and other countries in Africa. So I want to hear what you have to think about it. We're going to make a political statement about it because I was forced to accept. No, you're laughing because you changed my mind. I couldn't do, but you forced me. You and I don't know where you got them from. They came out in droves to come and fight me. Say yes. You have to change what you think about cryptocurrency. But you said a very important point that I want you to try to explain this. Why do you think black people, Africans, for example, to invest in cryptocurrency? Why do you think that is important?
Let me start off by saying I know you've been trying to get me on with you for a very long time. But when I
Yeah.
saw your article about Bitcoin and how you sort of disseminated Bitcoin, I was very angry. And I'm thinking, no, as Africans, we're supposed to be embracing technology. Like Black people technology has really been the great equalizer for Black people. And just think of, let's say, how DNA technology like revolutionized the criminal justice system. For example, there were so many people who were wrongfully accused, who were serving time for crimes that they did not commit. But with DNA technology, it kind of helped, prove a lot of people's innocence. So that was one thing in terms of how technology has helped us. Another thing would be, let's say, something as simple as a camera or video cam. Without a camera, we wouldn't have seen, George Floyd being murdered live on our screens. What we would have relied on really is just the police account and, let's say, an autopsy report to say, oh, well, he had, drugs in his system, so he died of asphyxiation. So that's another thing. So in my life, how I have incorporated cryptocurrency and how it has helped me is the money remittance situation. So for everybody, every African person, Caribbean person who live in the Western world, we know we have to use those services, whether it is, Western Union, MoneyGram, the big money remittance services. And we know the pain and the process it takes just to send money back to our family. I mean, I think last year during the height of Corona, that's when it really hit me personally. Because you're sending money to your family back home and they need it urgently. Let's say right before the lockdown, you hear in news like, these countries are going to be locked down for several weeks. And you're trying to get funds over to your family for them to be able to afford just basic necessity. And you're being told, oh, it takes 5 days to get there at times. You know, Let me just narrate the whole process for you. If you could just give me a minute.
Yeah,
Like,
go on. No, go on, go on.
in the 90s, I grew up in Toronto. Like in the 90s in Toronto, the first thing is you got to find a brick and mortar location. Sometimes it takes you 30, 40 minutes just to get to that one location. And you get there, you have to stand in a queue for at least another 45 minutes. And during that time that people stand in the queue, you can see people's faces. They're so angry because at times you feel like, okay, well, I'm sending money back home to my family. Majority of the time, they don't even really appreciate it. Here I am enduring all this process to send, funds back home. And then when you get up to the counter, you would have like an employee who is overworked and underpaid, and they're highly stressed because they're working with money. So they have cameras everywhere. They're very stressed. Just imagine the type of customer service you're going to get from them. it's bad. And God forbid you don't have a proper ID. They tell you to leave. Like, I've seen people get so angry that it ends up in blows. For people, let's say in the Toronto area, there was one particular location that was open 24 hours. So people wait until like 2, 3 a.m. just to get there to send money back home. That way they don't have to stand in queue and go through that entire process and deal with people. But usually when you go there, it's always full, whether it's 2 a.m. in the morning or 3 a.m. in the morning. And it gets to a point where if you send money to multiple people, these big name companies would block you. They're like, why are you blocking me? Why can't I send money to my family? Well, because you send money to too many people. There's fraudulent activity in your account. You're like, wait, well, how am I going to get money to my relatives back home? They have no reason to. They just block you for no reason. And a lot of people who have used these services know, they understand the pain, right? And we're paying these exorbitant fees just to send money. We're thinking, but I'm paying you to use your service. For example, Western Union, their annual revenue is 8 billion a year. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money that comes from us. Those are the fees that we pay. So can you imagine if we're, using another means of sending money? And that 4.8 billion is actually in the African economy. It's in with our family rather than paying fees. That's going to change a lot of things. So here I am paying for these services, and these companies can just manhandle us however they feel like, do whatever they want. And we're at their mercy. There's no alternative. There's nothing we can do or say about it. That's my one experience. And a lot of them, they try to say, okay, well, we're advancing forward technologically by creating apps. You go on the apps to send money. I remember the other day, I was just trying to send like ordinary $50, to like a friend or something. And I did that, and he said it was going to take 5 business days to get there for the person to get the funds. And it was going to cost me $5 to send it. And when I try to cancel, the cancellation fee was $5. So whether I use their service or not, I'm still going to pay $5 just by attempting to use the service, right? So I told all my friends and family, listen, if you want money from me, you're going to have to adopt cryptocurrency, because I can send you money right away, lightning fast time. I don't have to go anywhere. It's going to cost me a couple of cents to get that money to you. And whatever I was going to send, I'll send you a larger amount because I don't have to pay that excessive fee. So that's one way I think we should embrace it. Like, just think of what WhatsApp did to the communication industry. Before, when you're calling back home, you have to go find the calling card that calls your country, because there are so many different calling card companies, and you got to figure out the one that actually calls, whether it's Nigeria or Ghana or whatever you go through. Sometimes you have to go to multiple stores to find a calling card. And when you finally get the calling card, you got to call your family ahead and let them know, like, oh, Auntie so-and-so is going to call in an hour. So get everybody ready. So your family back home now would have to stop everything that they're doing, put their schedule on hold. Everybody gather around the telephone waiting for that call to come in. And then you have the connection fee. You're connecting, the phone always disconnects. You got to pay another fee. And you're talking to each person, like, just for a couple of seconds. Oh, let me talk to this person. Let me talk to that person. Like, what? People used to call maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. But now with WhatsApp, you can call any family members that you want. Just imagine what it did for us psychologically. You can connect with your family members at any time. You can share pictures. You can FaceTime people who are here who've left their parents back home. You can call your elderly mother or father and just come talk to them at any given time. So if people in Africa embrace blockchain technology, if somebody sends you money, just the convenience of just clicking on my phone and I'm sending you money, I don't have to do anything, go anywhere. It doesn't cost me anything. The chances are people would remit money frequently. They would send it more often. There will be more, you can communicate more, you can move around more. So that's how I've incorporated blockchain in my life. And it's really helping me. It has really changed, how I do things. It's saving me time, a lot of money, a lot of effort.
I made some claims, about a lot of people are skeptical about it because they don't understand how it works, how the whole system works. So they don't know what to do. There is this technology, it's internet, it's complicated. You need to press this, you need to register this, you need to do this, have certain account. And when they think about it, it's tiring already. Like you get tired just thinking about the whole process, how to start. So it's about knowing what to do and when to do it and how to do it and what do you need to do it. Someone was explaining something to me and say, wait, how is this currency? How is this cryptocurrency? Like, I say, do I just need to just go in there, buy 1, 2, 3 cryptocurrency? I don't know any currency here, any Bitcoin or Dogecoin or whatever, Ethereum, whatever, and then keep it in an account and the value will keep increasing like that. You say, is that how it works?
Well, in a way, that's how it works. Right now, people are investing in like projects. Do you know what I mean? They have various different projects, like depending on which blockchain, just the blockchain technology alone, right? I understand it seems intimidating, right? But just think about this. Think about like right now, if a person invests in, let's say there's a cryptocurrency called Audios, which is like a streaming service. And this streaming service is going to, overtake all the big streaming service all in one. Do you know what I mean? It's a streaming service that anybody can access from anywhere. You can have someone in the most remote part of, some country in Africa can create a song and they can just upload it. And when they upload it, they're boycotting, the Apple Music, the Tidal, the Spotify. You just upload your songs right there. Every time your song is streamed, you will get paid directly. You don't have to go through any middleman. Just imagine if somebody in Africa makes some music, like a little kid decides to create a song that's really good. How would they get it uploaded in Apple Music to Apple Music? They wouldn't. So, yes, it seems intimidating. Another thing so if somebody is investing in a company like that earlier on, it's like investing in like Amazon back in the 90s. In like, I think May 1997, Amazon stock was like $1.73. You know what I mean? Okay, if a person wanted to invest back then in stock market, think of how intimidating it used to be. Like everything seems so far out of reach. Like when you think of stocks, you think of Wall Street and brokers, investment bankers. Like it seems so far out of our reach. We cannot do it. Like we cannot even begin to compare. Like we can own shares in those companies, especially at that time. It seems impossible, right? The way you go about it is to go through a brokerage firm. Going into a brokerage firm is so intimidating. First of all, there's like a minimum amount that you need to invest. You have to walk in there like 50,000 to even start investing. I mean, don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. But Audios, let's say Audios, for example, the blockchain streaming service. Right now, their stock is up $2. Somebody can just see that $2, find out how to get onto the blockchain, invest in that one stock. And Amazon stock was only, accessible to a small number of people who invested in it. I think today it's like $3,366 or something like that per share. But that's just a small amount of people. Now, if you have something like Audios that's just in the early infancy, just started at $2, and it's gonna be open to the world, and everybody can invest in it. Just imagine how many people is gonna invest in it and how much money. So we have to embrace this technology. We have to start investing in these companies. Anybody can invest in it. If you build, anybody can invest in it. Like one of the ones I'm passionate about is the Cardano blockchain, like the Cardano ecosystem. They aim to get Nairobi to be the next like Silicon Valley of Africa. Do you know how big that is? Like even with our banking system, like we don't have the infrastructure, we don't have anything. So instead of like African governments decided, now, you know what, we're going to try to be like the Western world and build all these banks and all these ATM and create a financial, how do we do that? Where's the money going to come from? So why don't we just boycott all of that part and just move forward into blockchain that's cheaper, and these governments African governments can embrace it. Like the biggest bank in the state, I think, just to maintain one of the biggest bank, not the biggest, one of them, to maintain their buildings alone is like $78 million. Just to maintain their buildings. Remember, Africa is nowhere, like African countries are nowhere.
Nowhere there.
When are we gonna have time to like build those buildings, ATMs, build those infrastructures, start a whole new program of like credit agencies, and do you know how much these credit card companies spend on just like having credit cards, minting credit cards and sending it out to people? Do you know how much it costs?
Yes, and
2000.
I think that is where China differs from the West because they had something they call the leapfrog, and the ATM banking system never existed in China. Yeah, it does exist to the extent that Visa, Mastercard, they were suing China to the World Trade Center organization that China wasn't allowing them. But the Chinese people never get to use. They just started. Internet got to China in 2003, 3, 4, 5, and before you know it, boom, China has already overtaken the world. Look at now, they're using 5G all over China.
Right.
So that's one advantage. Another question I want to ask you is what do you think? Can you give us, for example, three cryptocurrencies, for example, that you think have a lot of potentials that people should look up to? Before that, after that, I will read a comment to you that I would like you to comment on that. But tell us the one that have the potentials to at least three, four, five that you think personally.
Well, my number one right now,
Mm.
I mean, I don't have a lot invested in crypto, and I'm not like, I don't right now when people think about cryptocurrency, they think, oh, you just put money in and you become a millionaire. It's all about money. No, that's not what it was intended to. It was intended to create a more fairer world where everybody can be connected together and be able to do things, you know. Cardano is heavily invested in Africa. They just signed a contract with the Ethiopian government where they have 5 million Ethiopian students onto the blockchain. Remember, these 5 million students are going to learn how to use blockchain technology. That
Oh,
is big. It's huge. Africa, I mean, we have the youngest population and there's so much untapped resources. And what I don't understand is like, even with the Western world, the bank and all these big companies, why can't they see that there's a lot of goods and services and things that they can actually get into the African countries and harness this and connect people? Just imagine how much the banking system exploded when ordinary people were able to put their money in banks. So now you're bringing millions of people who are not connected into this system, this financial system that they're all going to be part of. Like, it's just mind blowing. And it's gotten to a point where we're all dependent on Elon's tweet. Like, why does the market have to react to his tweet? For him, it's
yeah.
like a joke, it's like a meme, but for us, this is our real lives.
Why
you know
do you think he doesn't take blockchain seriously? He jokes about it all the time, and he just manipulate the market.
I'm not sure why he does it, if he does it on purpose, if he is, just trolling. I don't get it, but I don't think it, like cryptocurrency or blockchain should be dependent on him. It's not. It was created for the ordinary people. Like, we have to be able to say, you know what, this is how our lives is going to change. This is how somebody in like a most remote village in Sierra Leone or whatever be able to have access to fund with blockchain technology. They can use their fingerprint. They don't have to go through, like, these governments don't have to create this whole infrastructure that doesn't exist. You could just skip all of that and do everything, through blockchain technology. So Cardano is number one. Their ticker is 88. I think it trades for like $2 right now. They're doing such an amazing job, and the guy who is the head of it, Charles Hopkinson, like, I refer to him like the high priest. Like, his vision for Africa is just crazy, and he is somebody that we should follow. He is somebody that we should, his tweets should hold more weight than Elon Musk, Mark Cuban, and all these other guys who I don't know if they really get it or they understand it or they see it. That's one. Audios is another one. It's really cheap. It's a streaming service.
Audio. There
Audio,
is a
DI.
really
Yeah. It's
okay.
like $2 right now. A person can it's like buying Amazon stock in the early days.
Why do you make it sound simple? You just buy $2.
You can.
You just
I'm saying you can. If you want to just own one share, you could just buy two. You know what I mean? Like, before, for you to own stocks, just imagine in the 80s. Can somebody in 1987 own, like, an Apple iTunes stock? No, you could. It was hard. It was impossible. That market was closed to the world. But with crypto,
okay.
you could go on your phone and anybody can access it, and anybody can own shares in different companies.
All right.
Another one that I'm also passionate about is Arweave. Arweave is like another blockchain technology that you can upload videos to. I see, like, say for example, even like with the Black Lives Matter and all these civil rights activists, I don't even understand. Maybe they don't know about it. Like, I think in the future, I would want to see like every single police body cam connected to, like, the blockchain technology with Arweave. So once it's connected, as long as that video is uploaded there, you can't alter it, you cannot change it, you cannot do anything. It's there permanently. So guess what? If somebody has that and they know that, you know, this video cannot be tampered with, it's going to regulate their behavior. Do you know what I mean? It's going to make them be cautious, like, okay, you know what, I cannot do this because it's going to be seen. You can't go back and rewind or make excuses that, oh, I forgot to turn my camera on. It's there, it's recording, it's permanent. You know what I mean? So those are three of my top ones right now.
So the first one is
Cardano, so ADA. The other one is Audio, AUDIO. It's a music streaming service. So I think it's going to take over all of the big streaming service together, and people will be paying a fraction of the cost. That's one. And artists are going to make money. There's no middleman. You don't have to go through, you know, the streaming service to calculate how much stream you got per month. You don't have to wait for like another third-party company to record, you know, to collect your royalties or anything like that. It comes directly to you. You as an artist from anywhere in the world, you can upload whatever you want, and once it's streamed and people, you see how much stream you received, and you get paid accordingly.
Okay. So then, the third currency, what is the third currency you said?
The third one is Arweave, ARWEAV.
Arweave.
Yes.
Arweave. All right. Okay. There's a question here for you. Say some of us don't know how to buy cryptocurrency. Any idea how to start with it? What do they need to do?
Well, I'm not sure exactly how this started in Nigeria. I do have like this young lady, and I just became friends with her on Facebook. She's so awesome. Her name is Christine, Kristine, something like that. I'll give you her link. She teaches classes and teaches people, especially youth in Nigeria, and she wants to create this this community where she can teach a lot of young people of how to get into cryptocurrency and be able to buy things and understand what it is and use it.
Okay.
So I'll send you that.
The lady actually lives in the UK. So
pardon?
The lady actually lives in the UK.
Okay. So, I think you could. I'm not sure if you could use Coinbase, but you could use Binance in the UK. You could go and just go on Binance. I think they have an app, and it's one of the biggest.
Some countries allow certain apps to operate in their countries, while others don't.
So I think you can use Binance there.
Our friend OG Sky here is Jamaican. I will tease him. I know he doesn't like me calling him a Jamaican. I don't know what country is he? He says send something like that. That's where he comes from. He's giving you fire here. He said cryptocurrency belief system and can be manipulated by state actors. China has vast mining bank, and it takes a lot of computer chips. Okay, mining is energy dependent. It's gambling at its point. You heard that? What can you say to that?
I don't think it's gambling. Yes, people are investing in an idea, but I know I have used it. A lot of people say, oh, it's just an idea, it's a Ponzi. I use it. I use it every day. If I want to send money back home, I just send a Litecoin. It costs me a couple of cents to send it. I don't have to go through that process of using the big institutions, spending my money, and being abused on top of it. So I use it. I implement it in my life. You know, with my children, whenever they do chores, they don't want to get paid cash. They want to get paid in like Chain Games token. They're like, yeah, pay me Chain Games token. Send it to my phone, you know. So those are ways
how do you store this cryptocurrency? You don't have a bank. You just have a cloud account where your money is.
It's decentralized, and it's the people that makes the decision. So that's why I don't understand now that he's gotten to the point where one billionaire can manipulate, like make the market go up and make the it was intended for people to make the decision. Like that's where we're at.
So it's the money of the people, actually, not the government.
Yes, exactly.
And that is one argument that Bill Gates gave. He said that he doesn't think cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, whatsoever. He called it tour de force. That's what he called it. It's a French expression that it means is a daunting effort, that it is a technological tour de force. That's what he called it. He said that no government will allow such currency to survive because they need to control it. They need to have the power over the people. So to him, they asked him, what do you think about Bitcoin? He said, oh, he doesn't think anything positive about it. He doesn't think, they might try now. They really try to get it rooted, but he thinks in the future the government will take over such currency. So people have that fear in the future. China is coming up with something similar to their state currency. Now they came up with e-money already. So they have been using e-money already, but this time around they are bringing out some kind of e-currency and something similar, but something that the government will own, that they can manipulate, they can control. That's whatever way they want. So what can you say about that?
Well, I think the governments, they kind of have to adapt to it. With new technology, once it comes in, you got to adapt to it. If you don't adapt to it, you don't survive, you don't make it. When the internet started, like even online shopping, most of the companies that didn't transition into online shopping didn't really make it. Just imagine how much it cost the government to make money, to print money, to mint.
Yeah, a lot.
Just think about, like, I remember growing up in Africa when my grandmother used to go to the bank. She would come back and say, "Oh yeah, the bank didn't have any money. Like, we have to wait like a whole week until the bank get money to be able to get cash." You're thinking, why are we still doing that? I think there was another video that went viral the other day, which was very sad. I think this elderly gentleman in Nigeria was trying to get money from his bank, and he went to the bank like on 3 separate occasions, and they didn't have any money. They refused to give him money, something along that line, and he died right in front of the bank step. Did you see that video? I don't. No. It went viral a couple of weeks ago, and people were talking about it. A lot of people were very angry. I mean, you know how the banking system in Africa is.
Yeah. Somebody has a question for you. What do you think about Dogecoin? Somebody say Snoop Dogg. The value of Dogecoin went up when Snoop Dogg bought a bunch and told people on social media. What is that? Dogecoin, is it some? I thought
it doesn't do anything. It doesn't have it doesn't have purpose. I don't know. Elon just pump it every now and then. It started as a meme, as a joke. But of course, you can't really ignore it because its market cap is so big and people are investing in it heavily. But
how much is this sold for now?
I think the last time I checked, maybe around 40-something, 50-something cents.
Really?
Yeah. Initially, when I didn't understand what blockchain technology aimed to do, I owned Bitcoin. I owned Dogecoin. I think at one point I had like a 750,000 Dogecoin that I started buying from 2018. Dogecoin wasn't even a cent yet, but I sold everything in like 2019. It's not really. Right. After I understood what blockchain technology intends to do, it's more than that just getting into that's hyped up and pumping everybody.
You need to know the value of what you're buying.
Yeah, it's like a Ponzi scheme, and it just gives the whole thing a bad name or bad reputation, and that's not what it was intended to. And I know people are losing money, and it's just like a joke. Even though Elon has said he's going to try to develop it to actually have real life application and do things with it, right now it's just money that you just send back and forth. It doesn't.
The last crash that they had, up to $300 billion, was wiped out of the market. Was hanging people, not wiped out, but people, their money lost value. A lot of people panicked. They were like, "Oh, what is this?" And that sent a lot of huge shockwave around the world. And people say, "Oh, I told you so. Don't invest in cryptocurrency." What can you say about that?
Well, I think with every market, just like the stock market, every now and then it corrects itself. And what happens as soon as it goes down a little bit, a lot of the retail investors, they start panicking and they start selling. And once they sell their position, these big institutions who were doubting it, and didn't get in early, they go in and buy everything that we, the retail investors, sell. Because the prices have gone so high, it's very difficult for a lot of these institutions to get in. So as soon as people start panicking, like for me, I have a couple of crypto, I don't even shake. Like it goes down, okay, fine. Because it's going to go up eventually. It has to go up. We have to adapt it. That's the way of the future. Like that's just what it is. It's here. When Uber started, all these big taxi companies were fighting against Uber. They, took them to court. It was a big thing. But the system wasn't working. Hence the reason why somebody came up with a ride-sharing app. Now it works. Now people can do things. I'll give you a particular example. Like growing up in Toronto, there is no way I would just get out of my house to go visit a friend, because just to get there through transportation, it would take me 2 hours. And in the winter, I would have to stand outside in the cold for that 2 hours waiting for a bus or a train. And then I got to walk with Uber, maybe that 2 hours ride or that 2 hours process has shortened down to like 10 minutes. I just call an Uber, it picks me up in front of my house, it takes me where I need to go. So people are able to get out more and socialize more. And now that they've adopted it, all of these taxi companies, these taxi drivers has transitioned into it. So now everybody's making money from it. That's, the more technology we have, the more we got to adapt to it. And
certainly.
As Black people, we need to. We're
so you think the government is going to adapt eventually? They're going to find a way to accept the system?
I think they have to. They really should. Just I don't know much about Nigeria. I know more about Sierra Leone. I've left Sierra Leone a long time ago, but I'm thinking even Sierra Leone, maybe growing up, there was probably in the city, there were maybe 2 or 3 or 4 banks. That's it. When would African government get to the point of building infrastructures to get to the Western world? Where's the money going to come from to do that?
Okay, you have given two reasons for Africans and Black people to think about investing in cryptocurrency. Number one reason, you spoke about the facilitation. I don't know which word to use.
Money remittance, sending money. Yes, sending money back.
Exactly, the easy access, yes, of sending and receiving without being duped by all these big corporation money. Yes, Western Union and TransferWise. Yes, and they can block you. They can just dictate whatever they want to do to you.
The thing is, after they block you, you're required to send your passport, you name it, your social security card, your DNA, your fingerprint, everything, just to reinstate your account. You're thinking, really? Why do I have to go through all that process to pay you to use your service? It doesn't make sense. I don't understand why people are not angry at that. I don't understand why people are not well, again, at the end of the day, we don't have any other alternative. But that's another form of systemic racism that just cuts African, Caribbean people from the rest of the world. It completely cut us off. I can send money to anybody in the state or Canada just via their email or Cash App, all the other applications that you can use.
If I understand clearly, this cryptocurrency is not a short-term investment. If you want to invest into, you have to think about the future. For example, someone who bought Bitcoin in 2011 or let's say 12, we have to wait 5-10 years before. So if you're going into with the mindset you're going to make quick cash and just cash out, then just know that you're going to find a very big surprise. So if you're going in, think about money that you're not using, for example, in your savings, for example, when you save your money in the bank, it doesn't increase. It does increase a little bit, but cryptocurrency has the potential of increasing tenfold. You can keep your money in about 5,000 or 10,000 and come back and find 11,000 or maybe 12,000. But with cryptocurrency, it has the potential of giving you 20,000, 30,000. You can just pick 1,000 and just say, okay, you want to keep it. You just want to store it. It's just like a store, and you come back with a lot of value for it. Whenever you want to cash out, you can come back. And what if you lose? Even if the money disappears, you don't. I mean, not all, but at least that yes, is that.
Well, the thing is that you think it's usually in a short time. And the reason why you can actually double or triple your money or make significant gains in a short period of time. I've seen people do it. But the reason why maybe the market is not going up too much, because again, a lot of people they're looking at crypto as just a way to get rich. They're not really understanding what it is. So the more people become aware of what blockchain technology aims to do, the more people are going to invest, the more those investments are going to grow in a very short time. So it's more about sharing the information. A lot of people don't know. They don't know. And of course, the mainstream is holding it down because let's say if I'm Western Union and I'm making $4 billion a year, I don't want anybody to use any alternative. I want to be the only person that you use, and I can do whatever I want to you. Sorry, I'm using that as an example. It's because I literally have PTSD from just using their services. It's just been horrible throughout.
I don't know what to call you. You're the queen of the currency. She's the queen now.
No, I'm not.
She has been dragging me. She fought me. She even.
I'm still learning.
You know why? Somebody's asking me how that you said you have cryptocurrency. If you want, I will give you a contact on Facebook. There's this Christy lady. That Christy is very active about it. I don't know. She's doing something. She's asking people to say before I teach you something, you must buy something. I don't know, pay $100 or $500. Buy something. I think it's some kind of a Ponzi scheme that grows her own
Okay, I'm
business,
not
something
sure
like
if
that.
she's into
Yeah, I
Ponzi.
don't know that there's this different scheme that she's doing now. She
Yeah, I
said
don't.
before she will teach you, make her material available for you, you have to buy specific into one scheme like that. It's not. I don't think it's a scam. I don't see it's a
Okay, no, I
process that
don't know anything about that. The only reason why I got in contact with her, I saw she was doing training classes and she was
mm,
teaching, like training people how to start investing in cryptocurrency, and I think from what I remember, she was charging the equivalent of like $10 to $15. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But it's that flyer that I saw, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's doing something great, and I think I sent her a friend request on Facebook, but I'm not familiar. I'm not aware of her selling anything. If that's the case, I mean, you don't have to participate. Don't buy anything. A lot of information is free on YouTube. You can go on YouTube and learn and all, but it's just I don't know how to be able to buy or access the crypto universe from like Nigeria or other African countries. That's why I was
different.
recommending
It differs from
people.
different countries, and
Right,
you want which platform.
right, to use, yeah. Well, anybody can just go online and just Google it and search. This is like you're making a decision for your own future. It's like investing in the stock market. It's like, once you get on these exchanges, it's like being at Wall Street and do your own research and learn about different platform and companies, what they aim to do. And if it's something that align with your views and your value, then invest in it.
Okay. So when should one invest in cryptocurrency, for example?
Well, as we all know, the market is really low right now. So this is the
Yeah.
best time. You buy when things are
No one is crashing.
when it exactly now that it has crashed, just like Elon and the rest of them, I'm sure they're all stocking up on a lot of Bitcoin and a lot of coins.
Should we wait that the price is gonna get down?
I don't know if it's gonna go down. I don't know. I don't know. But it's always good time to buy on the red. When things are red, it's cheap because eventually it's gonna go up. Eventually, we're all gonna have to adopt this. This is just the way. Like, just think of the process to mint 1 penny. Like, think of the process of government go through to mint a penny. You got to get the raw material from wherever they get it from. If it's some African country, transport it all the way to the state, take it to a facility, pay people like trucks and shit. Like, it doesn't make sense.
I learned that the author, the creator, the man who created Bitcoin nobody knows who the man is. That he has some kind of very funny Japanese name, Yoshida, something like that.
Satoshi, yeah.
It's crazy. Why does he decide to remain anonymous? And
I don't know. I don't think anybody knows, why he decided to remain anonymous. But I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Some people.
His vision was to be able to create an equal, like a better financial system that everybody can access.
OG, my Jamaican friend, he will come and fight me now. He said, I guess Elon Musk said he will no longer take Bitcoin to buy a Tesla because Bitcoin mining is not energy efficient. Not sure if he sells off his coin though. I think that has been addressed already. Please, can you address what he?
Oh yeah, but I think right now, majority of the people who mine Bitcoin use like 75% of them use renewable energy. That's one. And two, Elon is invested heavily in SpaceX. Like, those shuttles are just fossil fuel and metal. It doesn't get more pollutant than that. That's the worst of the worst. And even with, the Tesla itself, like, I understand it's an electric car, but, the energy that's used to even build the car, where is it? It's not renewable energy. So, yeah, I mean.
So what do you have to say to people that are watching us now? I think I've missed some questions and the things you would like to say personally, if you want to add something to the conversation we've had. I think I've asked you
about cryptocurrency. Invest in cryptocurrency. Start buying, learn, get to know it, adopt it in your life. It's a good thing. It's gonna help enhance our lives.
For Black people,
for African people, especially African, Caribbean, you name it. It's the great equalizer. It truly is.
So, in fact, what people don't know, actually, a lot of people don't know. Nigerians, when I tell them that, look, there is a company that is called De La Rue, with their headquarters in the UK, they print Nigerian money, central banks, and Sierra Leone and South Africa, and almost they print money for almost 200 plus countries except the US, and I don't know, and which other country again? I think North Korea, and which other country again? I can't remember their names, but this Dollarue company is a colonial company that has been in existence for almost 2 centuries now, and it's a family that started it, and now they need a special code in any money that is circulating around the world need a specific number, and this Dollarue company are the one who give these numbers, and without that your money cannot be exchanged, or I don't know, with dollars or anything. They have to validate your money. So if you want to print at least, let's say 2 billion naira, you have to pay maybe, I don't know, 400 million naira for the ink, for the processing. So you pay money to print money, you know. So this blockchain now is a new system that will cut off everything that you can. If Nigeria, for example, can abandon paper money, if a different currency could take over, that means Dollarue, this company, are going to lose their share. They're going to lose the control of this fiat currency that we're using. They're going to lose the control of the monopoly of printing monies for other country. You know, if they want to cause inflation in any country, like what they did in Nigeria to Abacha, for example, they just send in bags of money. They sent in people, and people were dropping money on the ground, and the currency was all over. And before you notice, the value of naira just went down. People were finding money in dustbins like this, that, and they'll just pick it and start buying things in the market. So if they want to sabotage your economy, they can easily do that. The West, they can print your money and just flood your market with it. And before you notice, your currency is crashing. Cryptocurrency, nobody can do that. Nobody can go in. There's a limited amount that could be mined. So nobody can go in and say, oh, we want to flood Nigeria, or we want to flood Liberia or Zimbabwe, for example. So these are some of the security measures in place that no government, no world power, no manipulation. I don't know, maybe something will happen in the future, we don't know. But for now, at least it is the most secure system in place. I don't know, we don't know whoever created that, but at least whatever is the system, we as Black people, we need to grow, we need to adapt to the forces that are coming in. We need to learn these new things. That's what I keep telling my people. I say, don't just stay into the old system and say, look, this system is secure, let's just remain with it and not learn about other things. We'll be left behind. So let's try to see. The world is moving gradually. So let's try to see, let's try to test the waters and move together with other people. So what do you have to say finally before we go?
You've said it all. Let's move forward with it.
All right, Gloria, do you have any platform where you think people can contact you?
Not at the moment, but with your help, we'll be able to create one and just get the information out there so people kind of they understand what blockchain technology aims to do.
Do you have a Twitter platform?
I do have a Twitter, but you could post it after. I'll send it to you.
No, what is your Twitter?
It's Gloria _ so it's glow _ pride. So glow with pride.
All right, okay. So this is it. This video will be posted on the Africa Uncensored channel on YouTube, and I also posted on PO Box Africa on Facebook and other platforms, and I also posted on the Africa Uncensored too on Facebook platform and other groups. So hopefully people will get this, and if you need any information, you can just write me directly on Facebook with my name, Ada Magaji, and if you want to get in touch with her, I can communicate whatever message. She's a very private person, she doesn't have to put her information public. It took me, I don't know, legions of armies to take her out to come and talk on the camera. So I'll write her directly, and I think we're going to talk about this again.
Please, let's do. We need to share more information and get it out there. Yeah, it's important. It really is.
Thank you so much. Today's topic focused mostly on the political aspect of it. So we'll go into certain details, and when there are new informations, and maybe we will come out to us and discuss about social topics in what concern Black people and Africans in general. I think it's important that we put this information out there for public to digest them, you know. So thank you so much, Gloria, for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. It was great talking.
All right.
All right, bye.
Yeah.